This weekend.
Great.
Next question.
No, Trevor's looked good. He's had a couple good days. Preparation. Get another one today with the red zone and everything. But yeah, he's done a nice job.
Have you seen any extra nerves from your team this week as you go into the postseason?
I haven't. I think the last month of our season has kind of prepared us for this because these were all like must-win games, right? And no bigger than last weekend. But obviously this is a little different. The atmosphere will be different. The pace will be a bit different. The intensity will be a little different. I mean, it's just the way it is in the postseason. So I haven't seen a difference with the team, which is a good thing. We just gotta focus in on our jobs.
Is it easy for a coach to see if the team is nervous or too loose or something like that or whatever?
Yeah, you can sense that with guys. A lot of times being loose and focused is really good, but loose to be loose can be a little different. And you want the guys to not be tight, right? I mean, you want them to play freed up, and especially their minds and everything, and have fun with it. But at the same time, still enjoy the moment.
Is this a game where you feel like you have to get the running game going back on track?
Yeah, we've struggled there the last couple weeks. Of course, we've played some really good run defenses, and it's rightfully so. But that's something we try to establish. Each weekend if we can, and this will be no different if we can try to do that. It's another good front we're playing. Obviously good against the pass, but we've got to try.
What about your emotions going back into the postseason personally? I feel like I always ask you these type of questions, but just how are you feeling? Made it back?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the team. Take me out of it, and I'm excited for the guys. They've worked really hard to put themselves in this position. And where they've come from. Just says a lot to the leadership of the group, and so I'm happy for them. But it's definitely a team effort. It's usually the head coach and quarterback get the praise and the blame, right? So hopefully we get the praise.
Do you sense that there's no attitude of we've accomplished so much so far, we've exceeded so many expectations, almost any expectation you had? Do you get the sense that nobody's satisfied with that? That they're hungry?
I do. Yeah, I do. I mean, listen, these guys know there's something bigger out there, right? And we're all chasing the teams that are in the postseason. We're all chasing that right now. But look, you got to still stay within the context and the framework of the week, and keep it locked in and dialed into this week, and a good Charger team that's coming out here. But I haven't seen anything, with the guys that would lead you to believe that they're looking past anything, or they're more excited this week than last week. Nothing like that. They've been dialed in. They've had a couple good days, of preparation, and we just got to keep that going.
I know now's not really a time to look back, but when you look back at the last 12 months, what did you change? Why has this team been able to do what they've been able to do, especially the back half of the season?
I'll have time to probably reflect, when the season's over, at the past, 11, 12 months. But, for me, it was just about getting these guys to believe that they can be a good football team. And I had some experience in Philly with that, with a team coming off a 7-9 record the year before, and getting them to believe that they're a good football team and just playing well. And, it's kind of the same thing. We just got to believe in each other. And, it wasn't going to be a quick fix, but it's just a steady progression, and just get better each week, and focus on your job. My job to help, motivate that and kind of lead them, down this path, and keep the team together when things didn't look great, in, let's say, the month of October here. So. But yeah, once this year's over, definitely look back and reflect and see exactly what we've been able to accomplish.
Is it kind of fixed, though?
Kind of what?
Kind of fixed? Because of where you were, where you are?
Well, I'll say this: we're heading in the right direction. Ultimately, until you can win that final game, nothing's really fixed. You're still a work in progress, right? And you're still learning and you're still growing, and and that's where we're at. We're still trying to get better as a football team together, and we still got some challenges ahead.
How would you feel about, it was always the Jags slogan, and do you embrace something like that, like the team has, the players?
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to, I think, what we talked about way back September, October. When we talk about it's always about us, right? It's what we do, and it's the same thing. It's about us, it's about the Jags, whatever it might be. You got to embrace that, and you got to focus, and you got to internalize that. And what does that mean for you individually? And then you got to be able to take that to the practice field, and then ultimately to the game field. But it's I would say the Chargers are saying the same thing. It's about them, and the Bengals are saying the same thing, and Baltimore is saying the same thing. It's about us, and everybody's just trying to win a game.
Are you surprised that's caught fire like it has?
It's better than it's always about us, I guess.
Doug, I know you date back on your Philly experience at times. Can you pull any stories or similarities from there to where you guys are with this team?
Yeah, I can. And lean on some of the experiences we had, back then as a football team. Especially, I'll tell you this. I mean, when we had that stretch in October, this year, we had similar stretch. I've had similar stretches, whether it be in Philly or the OC in Kansas City. We've had stretches like that, and how our teams were able to overcome it, and things like that, and put ourselves in a position. I was in a situation in Philly where we had to win the end of our season. We had to win our games in order to make the postseason, and we were able to do that against division opponents. And so I can be able to share some of those experiences with the guys. And look, it ultimately comes down to each man just owning his job and doing his job, and going out and playing hard every single week. Can't turn the ball over. You got to protect it. You got to take it away if you can, and then try to find a way to win.
You mentioned that period where you guys were losing in October. I know this is not the full reflection period, but is there a moment you'll think about in that period that maybe sparked this run?
Yeah, and for me it was, those games were close games. There were one-score games in there, and just still putting it out in front of the team, like, hey, you're a good football team. We just have to eliminate X, Y, and Z, and we do that. We can win these games. We can finish. We need to finish better. So really, all those games really has kind of given us the opportunity to where we're at now. We've learned from that. We've been able to finish. We've been able to learn from those mistakes, and just continue to play and figure out a way to win.
What was that flight back from London like? Now that we're
Long.
talking
Long. I mean, it was. Besides that, it was disappointing because we felt like that was another opportunity that we had let slip, and it was a close football game, and we started out well, and just disappointed coming back from that. But the nice thing was we got right back on the field. I think we had the Raiders coming in here the next week, and really had a chance to kind of correct some of the mistakes we made.
The amount of players who back in training camp, kind of knew that they'd be in this position, that self-belief that they had all the way back then, how important was that for this push?
You got to have that. You got to have that self-confidence. You got to be able to believe that you can get it done. A group of men coming together, working hard, practicing, all that. You go back to those hot summer days in training camp and those early part of September when it's hot here and you're playing and practicing out in the heat and the whole thing. I mean, you got to have some of that confidence, and then that spills over. You start, towards the end of the year here, you start winning a few games. It just kind of spills over, and it gives you a little momentum, and it's exciting for the players to kind of go through that and experience it.
Are you a superstitious guy in terms of doing anything different, same for game weeks?
No, I'm the same. If that's superstition, I try to keep it the same. Routine the same.
That's important for you and for them?
It's. I think it's everything. Routine, keep it the same. This is what the guys are familiar with, whether it be the schedule or the way we travel or whatever it might be. I'm not a big guy just to change. Just to change. If we're going to do it, there's going to be a good reason.
Quarterback health has been a big topic this year, and not a lot of teams have gone 17 games with the same guy. How fortunate, and do you look at it as maybe lucky that you guys have had Trevor for 17 straight?
I couldn't have said that during the Detroit game. You know, we thought that at the time it might be more significant than it was, and we could have been doing the same thing. You know, we were very fortunate there, very blessed, but yeah, I mean, look, it's, you know, these teams that are playing, you know, other than a couple right now, in the postseason, the quarterbacks are, you know, intact and playing, and they're playing at a high level, and that's what you got to have. They got to be playing. They got to be playing really good football. We're playing one this weekend that's playing really good right now, and that's a challenge. You know, challenge for our defense.
I know there's a little uncertainty with Michael Williams on the other side, but can you give a little insight on what those two guys on the outside, 13 and 81, present?
I mean, this is a lot of their offense. You know, right there in the passing game. These are veteran players, explosive guys. We know. You know, big targets. You know, Justin's healthy. You know, we caught him maybe a little banged up back in week 3, and you know, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. It's they can get real dangerous in a hurry, and it's you know, understanding our coverage technique, understanding the scheme. You know, being in the right spots, all those kinds of things, putting pressure on the quarterback. Those are all things that you got to do to try to at least slow down, you know, passing attack like this.
All right. Thank you, Doug.
All right.
Let's take